All right, so I'm back for my approximately 4-month update following my L3, L4, L5 two-level fusion and laminectomy at 2 levels. Had the surgery on May 17th, 2021, and it is now September 23rd, 2021. So a little bit over 4 months. So what's been going on in the last month since my last update? Kind of the same deal where my symptoms do fluctuate from day to day, sometimes from hour to hour, depending on what I'm doing. Overall, I am walking more. This last month, I've been averaging close to 4 miles a day throughout the day, work, random stuff, purposeful walks, that kind of thing. The most I've walked now in one day was about a week and a half ago. I did 7 miles. And then the day after that, I did about 5.5. So back to back, that was pretty lengthy. So I'm definitely able to tolerate walking more. I do think that my legs, especially my right foot, right lower leg, which is still the most problematic with kind of numbness and tingling, I would say that that's a little better. The last couple of days especially, it's felt like it's improved quite a bit. There's still times where it feels, just as bad, but maybe that's starting to happen a little bit less. There's always some kind of odd feeling in both feet, especially the right foot. But I'll take little victories like that. So definitely walking more. My back feels pretty good. I mean, it definitely feels like, something's in there that feels more rigid now. But I'm a little bit more flexible. I can bend easier. I'm still not bending completely. I'm still pretty cautious, but I'm not really using my grabber anymore. The little extension arm that can grab onto whatever you need. I rarely use that now. I do a lot of kind of squatting down to pick stuff up, bending a little bit here and there. My surgeon told me to kind of test the waters on that, and that's exactly what I've done. If I bend a little bit too much, I'll definitely feel it. My body will let me know, but that's definitely getting better. So I'm still not lifting anything crazy and trying not to twist, in any significant way. Let's see what else. Since I saw my surgeon, he wanted me to cut back on my Neurontin. Gabapentin is the other name for it. And before the surgery, I was taking 1,800 milligrams, which is a decent amount. I mean, not the most you can take, certainly, but it's not 300 milligrams. And then right after the surgery, he knocked me down to 900. And after my last visit about a month ago, he really wanted me to start tapering down to 600 and then 300 over the course of many, many weeks. And when I started to do that, it felt like my symptoms got a little bit worse, some more burning pain, and it could have been just, random fluctuation. But I kind of wimped out and have kept it at 900. I may try to go down again here very slowly to 600 over the course of several weeks. So we'll see how that goes, but that's still a work in progress. The good news is that I've started physical therapy again, which is something I've been really looking forward to. Same therapist I saw before the surgery that really helped me with core strength and that sort of stuff. And I'm now starting to incorporate, I wouldn't say all of the exercises I did before the surgery, but, probably a good half of them at least. So a lot of core stuff, slowly working in. I actually did some planks for the first time in a long time, some pushups, which I miss greatly because I used to do those, quite often, several hundred every other day. So that's felt really good. And what I've discovered with my physical therapist, she's very good. She's been doing this for a while, worked with a lot of patients with fusions. What we kind of discovered is that this pattern I have, especially when I'm at work, when I'm sitting down for larger periods of time, kind of monitoring that and now making sure that I set an alarm and I really get up and move around, even if it's just 50 steps back and forth in my office or down a hallway. Making sure that I get up and move every hour, a couple of times, because when I do sit for an extended period, and she told me when you're sitting, you're compressing things in some ways even more. Sitting is not my friend. Standing and moving around certainly is. And when I really focus on doing that, it does keep the pain and the nerve stuff from really getting worse. And she likened it to after the surgery where they tell you to take the pain meds to stay ahead of the pain, because if you wait too long and you're already in a lot of pain, it's kind of hard to play catch up. She said, think of it the same way, and that your nerves, when they really get irritated and kind of, aggravated during the day, then it's hard to turn them off. It might take a day or two for that to happen. If you can stay ahead of it by moving and not really sitting for long periods of time, then that's what you need to do. So I've really taken that to heart. And even in other ways, like when I'm coaching, my daughter's softball team, even though I'm not really clear to do all of those drills, like hitting the ball at the outfield and really twisting my body, I am getting more active in practice, even pitching a little bit to the girls kind of from the side and not really twisting again. But long story short, I used to bring a long chair out there to rest, during practice. And now I've just left that in the car. I need to stand up, and the more I walk around, move around, stay active, the better I feel throughout the practice. I mean, tonight I was, out there for 2 hours basically doing stuff, and it felt so much better to not sit. So finding out these little things as you go along is really important, what your body's telling you, what you need to do. So that's what I'm trying to do. Last time I saw my surgeon again a month ago, he cleared me for some other activities that, I've kind of also discussed with my physical therapist. I'm cleared to hike. I haven't been doing a lot of, specific hiking the last month or so for various reasons. Haven't had as much time to do that. So I am trying to get back into that slowly. I think I had rushed it early on and did some, more intense hiking within the first, 2 or 3 months, and I think that kind of backfired. But I'm going to slowly incorporate that. I have been cleared to use my elliptical machine at home, and that feels pretty good. I can actually, have shoes on as opposed to Crocs. I wear my dress shoes to work. I wear athletic shoes just other times. And for many months, all I could do was wear Crocs because anything else would aggravate all the nerve stuff in my feet. And even though that might still happen a little bit here or there, I can actually wear shoes as long as I don't tie them too tight. But it's such a relief to not wear Crocs all the time. So the elliptical runner is pretty good. My recumbent bike at home feels really good. I've gotten more used to that. It doesn't feel as awkward. I was a little nervous about it when I first jumped on it, when I first got the go-ahead several weeks ago, but that feels good. I did try my regular mountain bike just on flat ground, nothing crazy. And even after riding just a short time, that did not feel good. I think there was a lot of compression just sitting on it as opposed to the recumbent. So I've kind of shelved that for now. I may try that again months from now, but I'm just not going to rush it. Things that just don't feel right, I'm just not going to do. So we'll wait on that. I have been swimming in the pool at home. At first I was cleared to walk in the pool, but since I saw my surgeon a month ago, he said you can start light swimming. That's what I've done. That's felt really good. Just 8 or 10 laps across the pool. Nothing crazy, nothing hardcore. So it's nice to get back into some of these things. I'm lifting some very light dumbbells, doing some basic shoulder stuff, some basic kind of arm curl, and we're talking 15 pounds here. Nothing like I would like to do, but you got to start somewhere. Slowly working in, like I said, some planks and push-ups. The plank, I did that for the first time at PT the other day, and it felt good. And I have tried some push-ups. I've been doing that for a couple weeks. And you're essentially in a plank position if you do it right anyway. So as long as I'm doing that, I do feel comfortable now getting on the ground and getting on the ground and getting up from the ground. Whereas before, I just couldn't really do that. So again, the flexibility is getting pretty good. So, again, if there's one thing I've learned from this whole process, it really is variable, and it is a roller coaster, and you just have to ride it. And my physical therapist is very confident that I'm going to get better, over the course of the next several months. Again, my surgeon keeps saying we're not going to know for a year about all the nerve stuff and what that's going to feel like. My back is already pretty good. I don't even worry about my back. I've had no spasms. I was worried about that, with the muscles being cut and just the fusion itself. Um, I haven't had any of those issues. I mean, yes, it's stiff. It can be a little painful if I bend too much or if I get up the wrong way. But the back part has been surprisingly smooth. I mean, I couldn't ask for a better outcome there. So it's really just the feet. Um, and sometimes the knee area. I was getting some real knee soreness when I started walking more. I think just because my body hadn't been used to walking, and I've had some knee issues, just some relatively light ones over the years from other activities. So yeah, I'm not worried about that. My knee's already feeling a little bit better. I can take Advil again, but I'm not really need it that much. And I'll know in a few months if the fusion is really taking. I mentioned in the last video, they did some x-rays before my 3-month visit. And the angles that they ordered weren't really meant to look at bone growth, because there's not really supposed to be a lot of bone growth, I think, at 3 months. I think you're looking at 6, 9, 12 months, that sort of thing. My surgeon did think that he saw a little bit of bone growth at that time. But we'll know come November, December when I see him again. I think I'm actually scheduled to see him at about 7 months after the surgery. That would be in December. We'll know what's going on there. But I mean, based on the way I'm feeling, I can't imagine that it's, going in the wrong direction. I'm expecting that the fusion is taking place and that we're going to get evidence of that when the time comes. So, yeah, I mean, at 4 months, I think I'm doing all right. Yes, I wanted to go through this process a lot faster and feel better quicker, but the fact that I'm not is totally fine. I'm just going to ride this out and keep doing what I'm doing, and give you an update here in another month when I hit the 5-month mark. All right, until then.